Welcome to Folding Towels, a podcast for massage therapists with Jackie and David. If you are enjoying our episodes and want to support the production, consider buying us a coffee. Your contributions help us bring you more insightful discussions and expert interviews. Follow the link in the show notes or visit buymeacoffee.com/Folding Towels podcast to contribute, and thank you for your support. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Folding Towels podcast. How are you, Jackie?
Hello, David. I'm very good today, thank you. It is a lovely Sunday where I am and I'm enjoying life.
It's the middle of summer and I've got jeans on.
I know, I'm wearing jeans today too. What a coincidence.
It's amazing. After sweating into my socks the last few days, there is a happy image for you to enjoy.
It was so hot here in Adelaide the last couple of weeks, like burningly hot. Like we've all been sunburnt and got heat exhaustion. And now we're all like, oh, hang on a minute. I've actually had to close up the house and get the doona back out.
Yeah, the number of people who are talking to me about feeling hungover as well. It's like, yeah you've been dehydrated.
Yeah.
When it's 45 degrees outside, or it didn't quite get to 45, but 43 here in Adelaide, 44. You just couldn't get enough fluid in. Then you go to bed, partially dehydrated. You wake up fully dehydrated, and you just feel rubbish.
Yeah. I've had a few of those conversations myself, and both of my children have actually had heat exhaustion at different times in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's not been good, so yeah.
Yeah, yuck.
Yeah, we don't love summer at our house at all. Hate it.
I've worked in the sport and recreation industry for most of my career, but I have to say that I wasn't particularly good at sport, particularly when I was 8 years old playing tennis back in the 1980s, running around a bitumen court on a 40-degree day, going, why am I here? And then playing hockey, driving out to Mount Barker where it's -1 at 7 o'clock in the morning. There's still ice on the field, going, why am I here? I'm in shorts and a T-shirt.
I'm such a fan of indoor sports, I tell you.
Yeah.
There's air conditioning.
Yes, after that I went to swimming, indoor swimming.
Swimming.
Constant temperature of 28 degrees, summer, winter. Yeah. It was fantastic, life-changing.
Love it. Love a swimming pool.
Hey, I've got something exciting to share in the world of massage, though.
Oh.
I have come up with something which is revolutionary to me.
Yes.
Well, actually, I didn't come up with it. I'm just implementing it now. I may have been a bit slow to the party. You may have seen people recommending microfiber towels.
Oh, yes.
And I've always had this aversion to microfiber because it's been that almost sticky type fabric that feels a bit...
It's disgusting.
Yeah. And then you pull it across your back and you end up with a friction burn.
Yeah.
And to touch it with fingers, particularly if you've got a bit of dry skin, then like the towel sticks to you and it's just this whole bunch of ick.
It's horrible.
But I have been introduced to a microfiber towel that feels like suede.
Really? Oh.
And these towels are 2 meters long and 1 meter wide. I can get 8 of them in the washing machine, and they don't need to go on the tumble dry. They just air dry.
Yeah, they
air dry really quickly. They feel nice, and that's halved my laundry and my logistics. And I'm really excited by them.
I'm still having a visceral reaction from the first part of your description of towels, David. I'm just like sitting here going, oh, that's gross.
They got recommended to me, and I'm like, I'm going to buy one towel, and I'm just going to see. Yeah. I'm just going to see, and that will just confirm how much I hate microfiber. And I did not expect to fall in love with it.
Really? Wow.
So these are those sand-free towels that people use at the beach. And I found them in quite plain colours. They don't look like you're in Copacabana or whatever.
Not actually at the beach.
Yeah. A few people have recognised them as being sand-free towels. But most are like, ooh, these feel nice. And yes, they do. Yeah, so I'm still using a traditional cotton towel over the top because it's nice and thick and feels nice, and that's the one that usually ends up with the oil in it anyway.
Mm.
But just as the towel which goes over the table to protect the table surface, that's got the new towel on it. And it's magnificent.
That is so interesting because I've always been much like yourself, hated even the thought of microfiber, and like a lot of them are just like I'm literally still having a physical reaction over here,
Yeah.
going how much I hate them. But that's really interesting that that you found one that has actually felt quite nice and
Mm.
that you actually like. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So get on board with that.
Interesting.
And I think one of the other things which I'm really liking is that they fold up really small.
Yeah.
So they just take up less real estate on my shelf.
I might have to give them a bit of a go myself, David, because I do love my dryer. I spend a lot of money on my dryer, and it does cost me a little bit of money every year to run it. And I pretty much use it only for towels. Like I use put
Mm.
my house towels in there as well. I don't really dry any of my other clothes in the dryer because I
Yep.
do have some sensory issues.
Mm.
I do not like static. All right, we better tell people what we're actually talking about today, David.
Yeah.
Probably.
This is on the back of our last episode. Um, that was a bit of an emotional episode to talk about where we that was episode 83, which we called Safety and Trust in the Massage Industry. We talked about someone who'd committed a crime as a massage therapist and that we know of was able to harm 9 people. And that caused a bit of discussion in quite a few massage therapist groups, that particular case, because it was reported on by the National News Agency. And so we're following up with some of the commentary that massage therapists have talked about real things that we can do to ensure that our clients look for the right places to go and feel safe when they do come in for massage.
Yes. So we are calling today's episode Beyond Regulation, what we can do as massage therapists. And we are talking about quite a range of things. And obviously, not every single part of this conversation will be helpful for every therapist because we all run our businesses differently. We see different clients, all that sort of stuff. Um, but basically, David and I really, really wanted to talk about this and get massage therapists thinking about some of this stuff because it affects all of us.
Hmm.
And I know I've said this to a few people recently, but I really personally believe that this is the perfect time for us as a group of massage therapists across Australia in particular to actually increase public awareness about what we do, um, bring our industry into greater reputation, I guess, and really just, I don't know, like lift ourselves up because for so long people keep going, oh, yeah, sure, it's just a luxury thing, or I'm only going for this, for this neck issue and then I won't go anymore. Like people really see our industry and what we can do as very limited. And I honestly think that we're ready for that to change. So
Hmm.
I'm so keen to talk about some of these things today.
Yep. And we need to keep in mind as well, because one of the first things that people say is, what are our associations doing? And it's not the role of our associations to rewrite law. In this particular case, we're talking about somebody who committed a heinous crime. It's not the role of the association to act as lawmaker or law enforcer. That we have law enforcement agencies for that, and we have governments to make the laws and the policies. And having worked in government environments, policy reform can take years, sometimes decades. So it is up to us to contribute to managing risks, and to ensuring that our clients feel safe before they come in, and certainly while they are in our care. And I think it's also really important to note that we learn right from wrong at a very, very young age. It's the job of our parents to teach us that. and to a certain extent are educators. But there is no amount of regulation or education that can completely prevent someone from making an unethical and illegal choice. Regardless of the industry, an accountant may still choose to embezzle company funds, and employees still might engage in corruption. A sports coach may still harm a child, and a surgeon could still suggest unnecessary, life endangering surgery. And in all of those instances, there are laws and policies there to protect individuals every step of the way. And smart people who want to do the wrong thing work their way into positions of trust. So rules and systems, they are crucial. We need them, but they'll never eliminate bad behavior. We eliminate bad behavior in ourselves. And so what we really need is vigilance, accountability, and we have to commit to being ethical in our practice.
Absolutely correct. Um, so, in this particular episode, we are going to respond to these recent discussions. And one thing that we would really love to, I guess, talk about specifically is that we don't want you to wait for change. We want you as therapists, whether you're a solo practitioner or you work in a clinic, whether you have a really great network or you don't, we want to explore what each therapist, what every massage therapist in Australia in particular can do right now. And we're going to focus on a few practical steps that will hopefully improve public awareness, manage some of those risks that we all face as well, and enhance both client safety and therapist well-being. And also discuss how we can take control of that professional identity and educate our clients and work together to really build that safer and stronger industry, which I know as you're listening to this, you're going to go, yes, absolutely, let's do this. So, yes, let's do this, David.
Yes. One really simple thing that we can do, like, associations are often really active in producing things that we can share. And we know that Massage and Biotherapy Australia currently is producing some cool visuals and videos that are quite shareable, and other associations have done that in the past as well. So if you find and follow your association on social media, wherever they've got a presence, you can share that information, those things to your clients, and help to build on the trust that your association is building to build trust with yourself.
That's such a really easy and great thing to do because they have the resources to build some of this, put things together on social media, whether it's videos and whatnot. I know, I think a little while back, Massage Myotherapy Australia also did some things where you can connect with GPs as well. I'm pretty sure, I
Yeah.
can't remember what that was, David.
Yeah, they produced some flyers which they sent out to massage therapists, and that was for us to distribute to GPs. We could put our
Yeah,
own, but they could be personalized. So
yeah.
you could put your details on. It was something that a GP could hand to a client, and it contained some hard research as part of that.
Yeah. And so they have the time, the experience, the expertise to put all that together for you. And so even just sharing your association logo, and saying, I actually belong to this association, I've been a member for 15 years or since, 2015 or whatever the number is, can be something really easy that can give your clients a clue as to, oh, actually this person doesn't just run this little side business. They're actually a professional,
Mm,
and they have so much information that you can share, on their social. Most associations have a website and social media. They've got Facebook, Instagram, as well as a few other places. There's just so much to share that you don't actually have to create yourself.
mm,
So, time
yep.
saver as well.
Yeah. So get your association membership certificate up on your wall if you haven't already. Bit harder if you share a room with somebody else. Maybe you could keep it in a photo frame that you can pop up on the day and pack away at the end of the day. So get that on display. It is a badge of trust. If you have your own professional Facebook page, get that logo onto your banner image. If you have a website, get that logo onto your website, link back to the association website. These are all signs of trust. And when I am looking for, if I'm traveling, if I'm looking for a massage therapist, I'm looking for one who is qualified. I'm looking for one which is displaying an association or any evidence of being a member of a professional association. They're all indicators of trust to me. And so that's what I go looking for. If you're not showing it, I'm not going to book with you.
There's also other industry leaders, respected therapists, different organizations that you can also follow on social media. You should be following your association if they have a social media presence to start with. But there's plenty of other people around. And a really obvious one is folks like, and these are people that I follow on socials, Catherine from Pregnancy Massage Australia. If you are all about pregnancy massage, then you should absolutely know what's happening in that world. Stuart Hines has a pretty big, like, he does a lot of stuff on socials. There's all of those sorts of things, not only in Australia. If you love research, who's doing research? Tell us about it. Tell your clients all about it. You should be sharing all of these things and not reinventing the wheels. You can literally say, I really love what this person is doing in this field. Here's how it relates to how I help you. And this organization is an industry leader. If you love stretching, stretching's a great one. Or if perhaps like me, you don't like to create the socials that say, oh, this is how I do this particular stretch or this particular thing. You can share somebody else's posts that do it with their absolute credit as well. Like, we want to be talking about how awesome these people are. And that builds so much community as well.
So getting your face in front of the camera is important, particularly now more than ever. Caveat: if you are a fully booked therapist, you're booked out 6 weeks in advance, and you've had those clients for the last 20 years. Granted, you probably don't need to do any trust building because you did that in the dark ages when we didn't have access to social media. Social media engines now are search engines. YouTube is just as big a search engine as Google is, and Facebook certainly to that extent as well. And getting your face in front of a camera, it doesn't have to be a scary video of you trying to sound and look professional, but your face is your brand. And people seeing you, a picture of you rather than stock photos, people seeing you will make a choice as to whether they are going to trust you or not.
I actually think that this one is really underrated, David, because when I go onto social media, particularly Instagram, I think this is really important for. If you have lots of posts about your business, it doesn't really even matter what business it is, but if I want to trust you, I want to actually know who I'm buying from.
Yeah.
Granted, not everybody thinks that way, but I think even if all you do is get some professional headshots taken, get some, like, even just 5 or 6 really nice photos of yourself that have been taken professionally, and all you do every 6 months or so is share a couple of them and say, oh, hey, it's me. I think that's really important, because if you don't ever show your face with social media when you're trying to sell, particularly yourself as massage therapists, I think people are a little bit less likely to trust you. And that could be just me saying that, I don't know. But personally, I like to buy from people that I know and that I like and trust. And so if I'm looking through Instagram wanting to buy something, I'm actually looking for that person. I'm like, who is this? What's their name? Who are they?
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. And some of those big iconic Australian brands, just take Dick Smith, for example. put his face on everything. I'm personally endorsing that this is
Mm.
good.
It's different when you really have to instill trust, I think, especially for small businesses. I think this is a really important detail for small businesses. And like I often will take a selfie of half my face. Like if I'm, for instance, doing my first aid and I might take a photo of myself out of the front of the building or, with one of the with the what do you call them, the dummies that you have to do the CPR on or something,
Mm,
stuff like that. Like I might not even show my whole face, but I'm in there and people go, oh, it's an actual human being, there is somebody doing this stuff,
yes.
which really builds that trust and your clients get to know you. So I don't know, it's not necessarily for everyone, but I do think it's something that people overlook a little bit anyway.
Anyway, it's part of the discussions. A lot of people are calling for regulation of our industry, and we are actually regulated. We're just not registered.
It's self-regulated. We have
We
to do it
are
ourselves.
we are regulated. There are so many regulations that you are required to follow.
Well, that's true. That's true.
All written down in government policy and legislation, whether it be working with vulnerable people, whether it be working with children, working with the elderly, taxes, privacy, even the Unregistered Health Professionals Act sets out how we are to perform our craft.
Yeah.
We are a regulated industry. We are not a registered industry. And we need to stop calling for regulation because we are regulated. Do you want a registration board? This is the thing. Do you want a registration board? Because people on registration boards still do the wrong thing.
That's a really good point, David. Like you said before, if somebody actually wants to break the law or act unethically, they will do that, regardless of what the potential consequences are, what laws they may or may not break. If somebody's going to do that, they're going to do it. Um, and even if we were to perhaps, which I don't think it will ever happen, but some people have said, could we join APRA and, could we have that external oversight from APRA? It's like, that just limits a lot of us. It means that so much more will change. I just can't even describe how much I don't like that.
It's not the silver bullet that we're looking for either. As
No.
much it's a very, very it's just a reaction, a throwback reaction. We need a body like APRA, then we'll be taken seriously.
It just becomes very, very much more restricted. And
I'm not anti-registration,
yeah,
but I don't think that it is the silver bullet that people think it is.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
don't think it's the answer. I don't think it's the answer.
yeah. Like I'm very spiritual, I guess, and I like the fact that look, if somebody wants to add in some Reiki to a massage appointment with me, we can do it. It's easy. They only have to ask. It's no problem. And I know that there's practitioners out there doing some of that sort of stuff. They're a little bit more spiritual rather than very, very heavily, I don't know, I call it physio based, but I don't know. I'm definitely not explaining it very well, but I agree. I don't think it is necessarily the answer. And I think if it's going to happen, it's probably going to take about 20 to 30 years to happen as well, which
Mm.
doesn't solve the problem, really.
Yeah. And the whole of the health industry has to want it to happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it won't happen,
Mm.
basically.
Yeah. All right. Another thing that was raised, and this is an ongoing debate, and it's not going to go away again until legislation changes. And even if legislation changes, I don't think it's going to go away. And that was the term massage, which is being used to describe a wide range of services from remedial and therapeutic massage therapy to the services which are associated with sex work and making it difficult for the public to differentiate between the two. That the whole thing of you're a my last massage therapist used to do that, which it's not okay, by the way. so the people who are seeking those services don't necessarily. It's no, it's just an excuse. They know who they're asking. Let's face it.
I think for most people, absolutely yes. I think you do get the occasional person that maybe doesn't know where to find this specifically. And
It's not that
so
hard.
it's not, but I think for some of the older folks, I think if you're younger, absolutely, you're just being rude and it's not on. I think for sometimes for older folks, it might be a little bit of, I'm not really sure. Occasionally. I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt here, David.
Mm. It's
But
if you are seeking a sex worker, it is not hard to find a sex worker.
true, very true.
Yup.
Very true.
Yup. And so then what we're talking about is sexual harassment and then potentially assault of the therapist as well.
Yes, and this is such a huge topic. It's a huge topic that we always talk about. Like, as massage therapists, it comes up so often. It is definitely something that needs to be addressed. And as you said, probably not going away anytime soon.
Mm.
So,
So people have called for the rebranding of massage to stop using the word massage, and to work towards something like soft tissue therapist, to try and depart from that association with the adult entertainment massage, if you were to put it that way. I don't think that's a silver bullet either.
no.
Just to cut to the chase, I don't have a silver bullet for this. This is discussion of the discussion.
Yeah, there is no easy answer, and there's certainly no quick answer. And I think it's going to have to be up to us to continue talking about this. And
Yeah,
I don't know, I
I
don't know,
live in a
do what?
utopia that adults know the right from wrong, and are good and decent people. And I'm continually disappointed by those that I meet who are not in that category.
I was going to say, are you having a breakdown at the moment, David? Because I got news for you.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that utopia myself. Don't get me wrong, but I'm very cynical and I'm just like I think the best practice at the moment for a lot of us is to figure out a plan to deal with this shit and stick to that plan, whatever it is.
I
I don't
still
know.
feel that good and decent human beings who are law abiding are still the majority. It's just that they don't
Yeah.
stand up against
Yes.
those who are doing the wrong thing.
100% agree. Yeah.
Yep.
You have talked about before, David. We have mentioned the diversity of the training, the qualifications that we have, and the practices that complicate standardizing our industry. Um, I know that there has been multiple changes to the what did you call it? National
The training
framework
package.
training
Yeah.
package. Um, I don't know if there's anything we could potentially do to make that easier to standardize across the country because, as most people would probably be aware, it depends on the teachers that are teaching. I was really, really lucky. I'll give myself as an example again. This is such a thing that I'm so blessed to have learnt. When I was at massage school, I went to TAFE here in South Australia and I learnt lymphatic drainage from someone who was highly qualified in the industry and had fantastic knowledge. And if you go to a training organization that doesn't have someone that knows, whatever it might be, the lymphatic massage, pregnancy massage, sports massage, could be anything. You're going to come away not necessarily knowing anything about that field, and that's not necessarily something that is an easy fix. So,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Is CPE the way to go, David? Is it that maybe we can recommend, hey, in your first 2 to 3 years out of massage school, you need to do XYZ? I don't know.
So I was watching a short video recently, and people posture themselves to elevate themselves to be better than others. And there was someone commentating on it was a particular chiropractor overseas who was saying that he had more medical training than a medical doctor straight out of university. And then the comeback was that's probably true straight out of university, except that the medical doctor then goes on to their rotations.
Mm,
And it's over the next 5 years. So they've already done a 5 year medical degree. It's then over the next 5 years of rotations that they actually truly start to learn the medicine.
yeah.
And yeah, you come out of massage school with a good degree of current knowledge. And yes, you've done training within a controlled environment, but then you're thrown into the real world, and then suddenly you're exposed to conditions that you've never heard of before, fields of massage that you've never heard of before. And this is the exciting part. You don't have to be pigeonholed into one particular area. As you grow as a therapist, you can choose your own adventure to become passionate about other things. And you think about all the cool guests that we interviewed last year, Jackie, with their very specific fields.
I love the phrase you just used, choose your own adventure. I'm just like,
Mm.
oh man, I love it. I used to read the choose your own adventure stories as a kid, and I'm so down for this, David. Yes,
Yeah.
we should do some rotations. I honestly think, who was it? I don't remember who. Somebody has said a couple of times to me that after, it might have even been you, it could have been you and someone else. After you finish massage school, you should go and work for someone else
Mm.
so that you can work in a clinic environment, get some experience working with maybe a chiropractor or physio or other massage therapists, and sort of see some of those conditions. Like you said, you're doing kind of your medical internship.
Mm.
You're getting the from going from theory to practical experience,
Yeah.
and then decide what you want to do. And I do think that that is potentially a good idea for a lot of people. You can do just about anything in this field. And that's one of the reasons that I love massage so much, because you can focus on what really drives you and what gets you excited and what gets you out of bed every day. Just having a
Mm.
moment over here, don't mind me.
I'll just bring you back to earth then, Jackie, because one of the
Thank
things
you.
that that people talked about as part of the discussions was the lack of cohesion between the various associations who represent massage therapists. And I think that that cohesion is growing between many of the associations, but not all of them, recognizing that first of all they can work together, open to collaboration. This is an exciting thing.
It is.
And some of the people in the discussions talked about creating yet another association or a certification system, but then others then argued that, well, maybe that will further fragment the industry. As an example, in the US, you would go to apply to be a massage therapist, and you would sit the MCMTB, I think it is, to
Sounds
become
right.
a licensed massage therapist. It's not compulsory, but that title of licensed massage therapist is protected, and is seen as that badge of trust. You are licensed. You've gone before the board of registration. Then there's those who've gone, okay, well, yes, that's what I did straight out of college, but now that I've been practicing for 20 years and I've got a large body that follows me, that licensing is not as important to me. There are symbols that people can be made to recognize, provided enough education goes into the public.
I know that one of our episodes that we did last year has been fairly popular with people, but I honestly think that not enough people have listened to it. And that was our episode that we recorded with Anne Davey and Selena Hagen from Massage and Myotherapy Australia, which was released in May 2024, around May 2024, after we went to the conference. I don't know about you, David, but I sat there the whole time listening to Anne and Selena talk about all of the things that they were doing. And it was like a shopping list of all of these things that they were just like, we're talking to this community about this topic. We were talking to this government part of government about this specific thing. And I was just absolutely gobsmacked at how much the associations do behind the scenes. I already knew that they did a lot, but I didn't understand some of the complexity of that and how much they're actually doing. And now, for instance, I think one of the things that's happened, and I know when I announced this in our Adelaide group, David, I talked about this after the press release. I got a little bit of pushback from a couple of people. I'm like, well, I'm excited about it. I don't know about you. But that was being actually listed properly in a drop down menu, which I think was for the census. It was either for the
Yes.
census or for tax. And
Yes.
it was like, it's not just massage or masseur, because we often come up under masseur because that's what is
In the award.
in the award, correct?
Yeah.
But they actually have changed it so that it's massage therapist, remedial massage therapist, or myotherapist. So we
Mm.
have that, you know, that list, that qualification that, oh hey, we're actually legitimate. And I know it was such a huge thing because I'd already heard Anne talk about it to us directly, and she was excited about. She's actually trying to get us on a few different drop down lists, not just that one. And it's such a small thing, but it makes so much of a difference because then we don't come under other. We're like,
Mm.
oh shit, am I beauty
Yeah.
therapy this week, or am I, social services, or like having that. Just that alone is like, this is a legitimate business that I run. I am a qualified person. Like, it's just, I don't know. To me, it was just such a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I
So
remember doing my tax 10 years ago, and in that drop-down list for profession, sure, beauty was there, sex worker was there, but massage therapist wasn't.
yes, yes, yes. Oh,
Yes.
I don't even know what else to say about that. It's just like, look, you have to understand that some of these processes take a really long time to change, and it's through some of this really small stuff that the public actually will go, oh, right, and they sort of
Hmm.
understand it a little bit better rather than just not even realizing that we exist.
Well, the funny part about that is at the time, sex work in Australia was still illegal, but massage therapy wasn't. But they were still prepared to take taxes from from sex
Oh,
workers.
can I say a little thing here to get us back on topic? I have been talking to the lovely Andrea Pluck, who is also here in South Australia. You know Andrea, David.
Yes, I do.
And she has a website. She puts out some educational stuff. So you can actually go to her website, which I think it's just massagecpe.com.au. I think, I'm not
Correct.
sure. Oh, it is.
Yes.
Um, and one of her courses that she has actually produced and put out to the public, she told me a couple of weeks ago that it is actually the most popular course that they've been selling, is the one on how to actually do a case study.
Hmm.
So there you go. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, you can actually go and find out how to do a case study by buying this course. And she actually said to me, if you do the course from start to finish and actually action all the steps, you will have completed a case study,
Hmm.
which I thought was just fantastic. It's not just, oh, in theory, this is how you do it. It's, if you action these steps, you've completed a case study by the time you finished the course, which, yeah, I think I'm just blown away by. I love it.
Let's move on to actionable steps that we can take.
That's probably a really good idea. How much of this have you cut out already, David? Oh
Client
my
safety
goodness.
starts before they even step through the door. And we've already talked about how building rapport with your clients
Yeah.
through your website, through images of yourself, through sharing of research, through showing that you are properly qualified and that you're a member of an association and all those fine things. Doing that often so that when people make the purchase decision, they already have a level of trust with you. Then they arrive on your doorstep. They're coming through the door and you're greeting them, say, "Hi, I'm David." They say their name back, and that helps me then to know how to pronounce their name. Excellent. Moving on to the next step. As if they haven't completed it online already, their client intake form, you are then handing them the paperwork where they provide the least possible information they possibly can so that they can get on your massage table as soon as possible. You then guide them through the door and you go through that form question by question, asking them for more detail around their health and their history, reassuring them that you need this information so that you can treat them safely and effectively. This is why we are going through the intake. And by the way, we will be going through an interview with every session that you have with me.
I think it's really important to make sure that your clients understand that most people do this anyway, but that you have to have that form filled out. You legally and ethically cannot touch that person unless they've filled out that form and told you about their specific health concerns. And it doesn't necessarily mean they have to tell you every single thing that's ever happened to them, but it has to be relevant to what they want on the day. As well as that maybe that first appointment might be slightly longer if you do a 60-minute consult, table time, and a 10-minute consult, or even just, a 60-minute appointment might be the 10-minute consult and 50 minutes table time. Like letting your clients know, hey, it might just be a little bit more talking at the first appointment so that I can treat you properly. And if they're coming in with chronic headaches or chronic pain, some issue, like I really need to know what's happening with this issue so that I can treat you professionally and we can sort of perhaps solve the situation for you. Like just letting them know that can be just a really basic thing that a lot of therapists aren't doing. And I've actually had to add on to this, I've had people come to me that have said, I saw a previous massage therapist who basically walked me in the door, shoved me on the table, and didn't say a word to me the whole time. And they were coming to me saying, I was not happy with that. And I said, well, you won't have that problem here because I actually want to know what is your health issue? Why are you coming to see me? I mean, I could just do a massage, sure, no problem. But I actually want to know if you're coming here with the aim of having a headache fixed or a shoulder pain fixed or, whatever it might be.
I want to know if you have a clotting or a bleeding disorder. I want to know what medications you're on. I want to know if you've had previous surgeries. I want to know if you've recently been in a car accident. There are things that I need to know in order for you to walk out of here feeling better and not worse.
There are so many things that could be going on with your client. And if they don't start talking to you about it in the first, few minutes of being in the room, they may not tell you because you as the therapist have to go, okay, and so how long ago was that car accident? And it was just that left leg you broke. And did you have anything happen after that? Did it heal well? Whatever it might be, whatever. Yeah, so important.
We then move on to the question of why are you here today?
Yes.
Why are you actually here? They may have told you about their extensive list of injuries, and all they want is a really good massage.
Yes, they might just have a gift voucher.
Yeah,
maybe their birthday. You don't know.
It's still important for us to know their history, but maybe they need their life crises solved that day. They just want to feel better than they are today.
Yes.
Maybe they're participating in a marathon tomorrow and they don't need really deep, heavy work today.
Oh, so funny.
This is how we build our trust, is by asking really good questions, and we have a total episode on asking questions to form rapport.
Yeah.
We then go on to ask them, because we can't assume just because they've told us about their glute pain, that we then go on to ask them, what areas of the body would you like me to work on today? And thank you to Ronna, who wrote to us the other day. And one of the things she mentioned in her email was about adopting the use of a laminated anatomical chart, where if someone's English wasn't so good, they could circle the areas of the body that they wanted work on today. You can then clarify and ask and say, well, it might be helpful if we also work in these areas. Are you okay with that? And so you then go to circle that on the chart as well. And so we're building our rapport because just because someone's got a sore hip doesn't give us permission to touch their buttocks. And we need
I
to
love
build that
this
trust.
so much, David. Like, yes, so much yes to this because it's like one of those things that you don't really think about it because what you've been doing is working. But as soon as it's suggested, it's like, oh, wow, why didn't I actually think of that? Like, it can be a really easy way to put your client at ease. And I think Ronna also talked about doing the course of trauma informed care.
Mm,
So, along with like doing things like your first aid, you can do courses on mental health first aid. And also, the trauma informed care is becoming something really popular now and
yeah.
should probably be something that everybody does, really. Um, and it can just make life so much easier because, like, when I'm talking about parts of the body, I'm kind of visualizing, okay, leg, ankle, hip, whatever. Um, but if somebody is not very what do you call it? Like, when you're like physically aware of yourself, you don't have that. Yeah, like if people don't have that body awareness, they might think of back and they're thinking like right up here at their shoulders, when in actual fact you might be talking about the low back and getting into the hips, and they might think, oh yeah, up by my shoulder blades. So it can be really good to have a visual cue from people as to what they actually mean as well. Sometimes.
And even it's simple things like asking before undoing another person's bra.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is something that Walt Fritz is really big on is empowering the client in their own health decision making. As the therapist, we can't just assume that because they've come in for a massage and they're laying on the table without their shirt on, that you have the rights to do that. And for someone who's in a very deep space as well and what isn't expecting you to open their bra right at that point in time, that could be quite triggering.
Yeah. I don't know about other people, but I nearly always ask the person before they get on the table, because we will often have the discussion, okay, so how much do you want me to take off? Because, if you're only working on legs or feet, you might not need them to remove any clothing, like
Mm,
t-shirts or whatever, and vice versa. And so I will say to people, look, if you would prefer to leave your bra on, that's fine. So long as I can potentially undo it for you when we get to the back. Like, would that be okay? And most of the time, they're like, "Yeah, I'll just take it off. It's much easier if I'm not even wearing it." But I have several ladies that come in that prefer to keep their bra on, and so again, I just say to them, like, "Can I undo your bra?" And we're standing up. No one's got undressed yet, and they are comfortable in saying, no, I want to keep my bra on to me, which is totally fine. And then when they're on the table, and we're starting the back, I'll just say, I'm just going to undo your bra now. And they're usually sort of mumbling, yeah, okay, or whatever, because they're half asleep, like you said.
mm,
But this is something that a lot of therapists just take for granted, I think, particularly if you've been working for a little while. Some people just assume, well, this is how I've always done it. But this might be the first massage for that client. So you really need to be super clear with what you're actually going to do, which areas you're going to work on, and exactly how you're going to do the thing that you're going to do.
yeah. And pulling someone's underwear down is just a big no-no for me.
Yeah, right. What
Mm.
about if someone's wearing the granny knickers?
Well, by pulling down, it's like how far do you go? Like
Yeah.
someone who goes to expose my glutes by jerking the jocks downwards rather than lifting the leg upwards.
Oh, I see.
That's the
Okay.
big no-no for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want to see any butt cracks, is what you're getting at.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
just
gotcha.
leaving your butt exposed, it's just feels vulnerable.
It can, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a one side at a time person.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, one side at a time, definitely.
Mm. So draping again is another one of those things, being really diligent with draping,
Yeah.
or at least being very diligent in the instructions that you give the person if it's something like Lomi massage, so that they know what to expect. And in I'll just say standard massage, as lack of better words. For someone who's really nervous, maybe they've never had massage before. Maybe I'm a middle-aged male. If I was working with a younger female, reassuring, I only undrape the area of the body that you give me permission to work with, one area at a time, and reassuring that they're not going to be laying on the table starkers,
Yeah.
which they might be thinking is what might happen.
Even just a regular old leg massage can be very tricky for some people. Like it can be seen as threatening. They can be very worried that they're
Yeah,
going to be assaulted.
correct.
And, as therapists, we're doing leg massages left, right, and center. Like
Mm,
it's nothing to us, but you have to read people's body language very quickly, I think, sometimes. And I've had several times, and this has not happened for quite a while for me, but I've had it several times where I could tell that the person on the table was very um, nervous, and their body language changed when I draped the leg and then started massaging the leg. And I will generally do the whole leg at a time. So I've undraped or exposed the whole leg up to the top of the thigh.
mm.
And I've had to then go, oh, okay, something's happening here. And so I've then draped the leg, talked to them, and decided not to do any leg massage because they were just not keen on that whatsoever. Yeah, I'm becoming a very big fan of the trauma informed care
Mm,
courses that are out there. Big fan, actually.
yeah. Picking topics of conversation.
Mm.
If you're the chatty type of therapist and you've got a chatty client, just because you're passionate about the Essendon Football Club or you've got a particular political view or something about energy policy in Australia or what is the Reserve Bank doing or what have you, being really careful about the topics of conversation. And this is not even getting into unprofessional topics of conversation, just being really careful about the types of things.
Ah,
If they don't want to talk, you need to respect that. If they
yeah,
are a chatty type of person, it's up to you to find the things which are innocuous,
boring even.
palatable.
The weather.
Yeah.
I talk about the weather so much, David. I hate it.
But it's where the
But
client notes, once you've seen them a couple of times, your client notes, you can put in some things about the types of things they like to talk about.
yeah,
Not everyone enjoys silence.
no.
So you can pick things from their list.
What have you been watching on the TV today?
Yep. That's where I get my Netflix recommendations from. It's from my clients.
Movies and TV shows are a pretty good one. Yeah, but I talk about the weather quite a lot. I'm just like, oh man, I'm so sick of talking about the weather. Because yeah,
Mm.
trying to avoid all those you know, controversial topics. And there's
Mm.
a lot of them.
Yep. I've got a couple who do want to talk politics with me,
Mm.
and they understand that my political persuasion is different to theirs,
Oh.
and we just have intellectual conversation about it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I try to avoid that stuff if I can. I've got a few clients that will talk to me about some of that stuff, but I generally let them do the talking and I do more of the agreeing. If that makes
Yeah,
sense. Like you're just
yeah.
sort of going along with whatever they're saying. I mean, I may or may not agree with what they're saying anyway, but I let them lead it, and I just try not to talk about it too much because
Mm,
some of those things can be very controversial now.
yeah,
We live in interesting times.
yeah. You need to know the client well to have a hearty conversation about a
Yeah,
topic. Yeah. And again,
absolutely.
yeah, pushing your particular viewpoint down somebody's throat is not acceptable.
No, no, absolutely not. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, on our list of
This is a very long
topics,
episode, Jackie.
it is. People love us; they'll listen to the whole thing.
Just
On
remember
our,
1 CPE point per hour.
that is so true. That is so true. You're doing some CPE right now. It's free. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yes. Um, One of the things that you've got on the list, David, is talking about how the American Massage Therapy Association, the AMTA, has raised public awareness and improved regulation over a very long time. Like this has not happened overnight, but the association, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's just one association over there, or if they have
I think
several.
there's a few.
A few. But yeah, they've put in a lot of effort. And I think you mentioned before the issue of licensing and having that classified as a protected title, licensed
Mm,
massage therapist. And you do hear that whenever you hear Americans talk about massage, they say LMT or licensed massage therapist.
yes.
And so a lot of other people that are not from the US that are listening would may have heard that term. Um, the biggest issue, I think, with that here in Australia is that it requires funding, professional marketing, and collaboration with government bodies, which we have
Yeah.
already kind of talked about. Um, but I think as therapists, one thing that we can do is we can actually let our associations know that, maybe we would like them to work more collaboratively. Maybe we would like a public awareness campaign to
Mm.
happen. And a big start to letting them know that is to already take advantage of the things that they've done. So I would literally recommend to every single person listening to this in Australia that go to your association website, log in, find out what you already don't know. Find out what offers they have, what things you can take advantage of. Have they already got a program in place to improve marketing? Is there something they've already put together that you can take advantage of and use in your own business to get information out to your clients? What is it? Because I'm sure there's stuff. I'm sure they all have things that you can actually use already.
There's often fact sheets, there's resources that you can borrow. There's policies on there about anterior chest massage. So what they're alluding to is working specifically with females around the breast area, where in some cases, if you are trained to do that work and the client is expecting it, then that is ethical. But for the general therapist, accessing a portion of the pectoralis major care and consent and no surprises and drape properly.
I would absolutely not want us, and I mean this genuinely. Please don't inundate your association with, emails. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I think we need to find out first what they are already doing because it's
Mm,
probably a lot. And I would encourage everybody to listen to it, whether you're a member of Massage and Myotherapy Australia or not. Listen to our episode that we already have out from mid last year. We are hoping to get basically all of the other associations on an episode later in the year and hopefully happening soon.
Jackie and I are both members of a couple of associations.
Yeah.
As it turns out, we are agnostic towards associations. We do not have a love affair or a hate relationship with any
No.
or all of them.
Well, look, that's the thing. Like, if you want to do some continuing education, and your person that you love and really want to work with really only works through this other association that you are not currently associated with, you can actually join a different association, as it's usually called an associate member, for a much cheaper amount, 50, 100, $150 rather than $200, $300 per year, and get discounts on that membership and get access to all of the other things that they put out. And that's the reason why I actually joined another one, David. So I'm a member of 3 associations
Oh,
now.
really? Do tell.
Yes. Well, so I've always been with Massage and Myotherapy Australia since the beginning, and then I have joined AMT as an associate member because I found over the years that they've put out a lot of good information, and I also don't like to steal things, and I felt like if I don't become a member, I was I was feeling guilty about taking some of the information that they were
So
giving
who
out
did
to
you
their
join?
members. The new one is ATMS.
Aha, welcome aboard.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the reason I joined again is for CPE, and this is why I bring it up because they're
Yeah.
doing a lipedema symposium at the
Yes.
end of, I think it's at the end of March,
Yes, they are.
and that's my jam. I really
Mm.
am getting into the whole lipedema thing, and yeah, I'm just like, I have to like. They actually have some really interesting stuff, and I'm quite interested in some of the other stuff, naturopathy and diet things and whatever. So,
Yeah, I've signed up for a course on POTS with them, for example.
oh, intriguing.
Yeah, yep. And
Yeah,
they're doing a lot
right.
of work around the post-COVID syndrome. And as someone with post-COVID,
Yes.
that's really interesting to me.
Yes, yes. And you're probably seeing a lot more clients with different connective tissue disorders. And
Correct.
yeah,
Yep.
it's fascinating. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, yeah. So you can get a real good diversity of training by looking across the
yeah,
associations. You don't have to be slaved to any one massage religion.
no.
Yeah.
And while it is extra money, like it only costs $100 a year for ATMS associate membership.
Mm.
It's $100.
Yep.
So why not?
Mm. Just before we close things off, people have talked about a recognizable symbol, like a tick of approval, and it's the sort of thing that's easy when there is only one body to work with. Whereas their idea, for example, the Heart Foundation years ago rolled out the tick, the heart and tick to show that this is a healthy food for your heart. And Standards Australia have their four ticks of approval to show that a product meets the relevant Australian standards. So if you're buying a bike helmet and it doesn't have the four ticks on it, well, you probably shouldn't be buying it. Still
Oh,
okay to sell it.
yes.
Made in Australia. And
Everybody
the
knows the green
yeah
triangle.
triangle with a kangaroo on it to show that
Yeah.
this product is majoritarily produced in Australia. Um,
I remember
and
when that started. I'm that old.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't help that we've got multiple associations, so the association itself isn't necessarily an instantly recognizable logo as a place of trust. But it is one of the ambitions of things like the Certified Practitioner Program is that it could have that effect to become an instantly recognizable badge of a place of trust.
Yeah. And just to stress this, we don't get any kickbacks for this, so please don't think that we
No, we
do.
don't.
But the Certified Practitioner Program is open to every massage therapist in Australia, regardless of which association that you're with. And
Correct.
it's taken me a long time to really think that this could be a good thing. There were some teething problems in the beginning, as any new program might have. Um, but I think potentially it could possibly do a lot of good for our industry. So
Mm.
yeah, I'm just encouraging you to think about it, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up, Jackie.
Okay.
I'm tired and I need a nap.
It is Sunday afternoon. I think we do both do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, honestly, David, I am so happy that you and I got to talk about this today because I am ready to really lift up our industry, and I think a lot of other people are. And it's hard to know exactly what to do, but hopefully this episode has given you as the listeners some ideas on potential things that you can do just even to improve your own standing in your own community and among your clients. And I think personally, I think this is something really important that we all should be thinking about.
Thanks for joining me today, Jackie.
Thank you, David. I'm so happy that you were here with me.
Yeah.
Oh my
If you
goodness.
like what we are doing on the Folding Towers podcast, please do not forget to like and subscribe through your favorite podcasting app. whether it be the Spotify's or the Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio or any of those types of things that you are listening in on. Thank you for finding us. Also, head across to Facebook and to Instagram. Follow us there. The links are in the show notes. You may not be aware, but we have a website, foldingtailspodcast.com.au, where you can find a summary of this episode as well. And we have started to introduce some downloadables. They are free downloadables. You can find a link to that on the homepage of our website. Get stuff for free.
Woohoo! Thanks, David, for being here today and chatting with me. And everybody, please share with your friends too. Share with your friends.
Yeah. See you, Jackie.
Bye, David. See ya.
Bye.